Hello and welcome to the continuation of Important Sites series in Environmental Mapping by Shikara Academy. Here we will be discussing all the states and all the important sites in those states. So till now we have discussed about the states of Chhattisgarh, about Odisha, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Now in today's session we will be discussing about the important sites, environmentally important sites that are in the state of Madhya Pradesh. And today's this session on Madhya Pradesh will be in two parts. Part one will be dealt with today, and part two will be dealt tomorrow because there are a large number of the maximum number of natural heritage sites or the environmental important sites are located in the state of Madhya Pradesh. So when we discuss the important sites, the environmentally important sites, that means we have to discuss about the tiger reserves. We have to discuss about the elephant reserves, the biosphere reserves, the Ramsar wetland sites, the World Heritage sites, the biodiversity heritage sites, marine protected areas, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, conservation reserves, and community reserves. And for these sites, we have to discuss the important things that are from the examination point of view. That is, we have to discuss about the location. Then we have to discuss about the geographical features, the important geographical features in the given area or the given region. Third, this also includes the important rivers, important mountains in that particular protected area or the environmental important site. Then we have to discuss about the vegetation, that type of vegetation that is found. Then the predominant flora and fauna. Then finally, we have to discuss the significance. And in significance, we have to include the environmental significance along with the cultural significance and also the important tribal groups that are living in the protected area or in the environmental important area. So let's start today's discussion by discussing the biosphere reserves. So in today's discussion, we will be discussing the biosphere reserves and all the national parks there that are in the state of Madhya Pradesh. So Madhya Pradesh has three biosphere reserves. Two of them are mainly in the state of Madhya Pradesh, and one that spreads across both the states of Madhya Pradesh and the Chhattisgarh. So we start with the Panna Biosphere Reserve. So it is situated in Madhya Pradesh, predominantly in the Panna and Chhatarpur districts. So it lies in the northern part of the state. So as you can see the location, it lies on the northern part of the state. The geographical features include it lies in the Vindhyan Plateau region. So Vindhyan Plateau is one of the important geographical point, and it is drained by the Kane River, which is a tributary of the Yamuna River. So this is the second important geographical feature that we have to keep in mind. It features the gorgeous plateaus, cliffs, and dry deciduous forest. The notable geographical feature include the Kane River Gorge and the limestone caves. So, four important geographical features that we have to keep in mind: that it lies in the Vindhyan Plateau region. Second, it is drained by the Kane River, and it has a river, Kane River Gorge is formed. Also, the presence of limestone caves. Now, the type of vegetation that it has, it mainly in the central India, it has a tropical dry deciduous forest, and it is predominantly teak and Kardhai forest are there. It is mixed with grasslands and open wood patches. So it is typically a drier region. So the dry deciduous forest along with the grassland is predominantly found there. The important flora and fauna there includes the flora includes teak, salai, amla, tendu, mahua, and boswellia. The big mammals includes the Bengal tiger, the leopard, Indian wolf, sloth bear. In herbivores, it includes the cheetal, sambar, nilgai, and chinkara, which provides the meal or the for food for the big carnivorous animals. Then others include Indian fox, jungle cat, hyena. The important birds include the species of vultures, paradise flycatcher, which is the state bird of Madhya Pradesh, and peafowl. The reptiles include the Indian python, monitor lizard, and crocodiles that are found in the Kane River. Now, the significance of the Panna Biosphere Reserve is that it was earlier the Panna National Park. Panna National Park is also inside this Panna Biosphere Reserve. It was designated as a biosphere reserve in 2011 and is a part of UNESCO's World Network of Biosphere Reserve in 2020. So it was quite recently. It's quite a new biosphere reserve. It was designated as a biosphere reserve. Earlier, it was the Panna National Park, and in 2020, it was designated under the UNESCO's World Network of Biosphere Reserve, that is under UNESCO's Man and Biosphere program. It is home to Panna Tiger Reserve and is known for its successful tiger reintroduction program after the local extinction in 2019. So this Panna Biosphere Reserve also encompasses of the Panna Tiger Reserve. The Kane-Betwa River linking project is proposed here with the environmental concerns due to likely submergence of the parts of this reserve. So this Panna Biosphere Reserve is also in the news. It also remains in the news because of the Kane-Betwa interlinking project, in which we are trying to uh, shift the water, transfer the excess water from the Kane River to the Betwa River. And now it is inhabited by the important tribal communities. The tribal communities, the name we should be remembering, it is the Gond and the Baiga, who are closely linked to the forest ecosystem. So the Gond tribes as well as the Baiga tribes, Baija tribes are the important tribal groups. It is important for ecotourism, conservation research, tiger corridor connectivity with the nearby protected areas like the Bandhavgarh and Satpura. So Bandhavgarh region and Satpura region and this Panna Biosphere Reserve region, the Panna Biosphere Reserve provides an important corridor for the movement of tiger between the populations of these regions. Now, the second important biosphere reserve that we have is the Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve. It is located in Madhya Pradesh. It is located in the southern part of the state of Madhya Pradesh, covering the parts of Hoshangabad, Chindwara, and the Betul districts. It lies in the Satpura range, with the Pachmadi town at its core. So, the Panna Biosphere Reserve was in the Vindhyan Plateau region, and but this Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve in the Satpura range. So it encompasses of the Satpura National Park. So Satpura National Park is encompassed in this Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve, and which forms the core zone. And it has the Bori Wildlife Sanctuary and the Pachmadi Sanctuary, which are the buffer zone. So it has a buffer zone. It has a core zone that is provided by the Satpura National Park, and the buffer region is by the Bori Wildlife Sanctuary and the Pachmari Wildlife Sanctuary. The terrain, it includes the hills, deep valleys, waterfalls, sandstone plateaus, caves, and ravines. Now, the important rivers are the Denwa River, which is a tributary of Tawa, which flows in the region. So, Denwa River, which is a tributary of the Tawa River, is the important river in this Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve. The altitude, because it is in the Satpura Hills, Satpura range. So the altitude ranges from 300 meters to 1350 meters. It contains the Dhupgarh, which is the highest peak in the Madhya Pradesh. So Dhupgarh is the highest peak of the Satpura range, and it is located in the Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve. Now, the important is that we have to discuss the type of vegetation there it has. It is classified under the moist deciduous and dry deciduous forest. So, mainly deciduous forests are there, somewhat moist, somewhat dry. It also contains the subtropical hill forest and moist peninsular sal forest. The floral species here are the sal, teak, tendu, bamboo, mahua, bale, arjun, and rare medicinal plants. The fauna species include, very important, the tiger, leopard, Indian bison, gaur, the sloth bear, and wild boar. The primates include the rhesus macaque and the Hanuman langur. The bird includes the Malabar pied hornbill, the Indian paradise flycatcher, and crested serpent eagle. It has also some important species of reptiles as well as amphibians, including the high biodiversity and endemism. Now, the significance is that it was recognized as a biosphere reserve in the year 1999, and it serves as a transition zone between the eastern and the western Indian forests. So it lies in somewhat in the central region. So it provides a transition zone between the eastern forest on the eastern side of the country as well as the western Indian forest. It contains rock shelters and caves with prehistoric Bhimbetka style rock paintings. So this is significantly, historically, this is important because the Bhimbetka style rock paintings are found in this region. It is inhabited by indigenous tribes like the Gond and Korku, who depend on the forest produce and agriculture. So the important tribal groups are the Gond tribe as well as the Korku tribe, which is inhabited in the region. It is important for scientific research, biodiversity conservation, and tribal cultural heritage, and it serves as a tiger corridor linking the Pench as well as the Satpura Tiger Reserve. So it is a tiger corridor between the Page Tiger Reserve and the Satpura Tiger Reserve. Now, third, we have the Achanak Mar Amarkantak Biosphere Reserve, it is a biosphere reserve which spreads across two states, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. So it spans across Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, the Unupur and the Dindori districts. It encompasses the Achanak Mar Wildlife Sanctuary and and Amarkantak Plateau, the source of major rivers. So the main geographical feature is that it is situated on confluence of the Vindhya and Satpura ranges, and it encompasses of the Maikal Hills. It is the origin point of two important major rivers, that is Narmada River, which rises from this Amarkantak Plateau, and the Son River, which is a tributary of the river Ganga. It includes the dense forest, valleys, hills, waterfalls, and streams, and it is a notable natural watershed divide between the Narmada and the Son River basin. The type of vegetation in the region includes the tropical moist deciduous and the tropical dry deciduous. It is rich in sal forests with bamboo thickets and the patches of grassland. So the deciduous forest along with the bamboo trees and the patches of grassland is the main type of vegetation in this biosphere reserve. The flora includes the sal, teak, bamboo, maua, hara, baheda, tendu, and amla. It is rich in medicinal plants because this hara, baheda, tendu, amla, they all have the medicinal properties and are important endemic species. The fauna includes the Bengal tiger, the leopard, the Indian bison or the gaur, sloth bear, and wild dog. The herbivores include sambar, chital, nilgaya, chinkara. The reptiles here include the cobra, crane, monitor, lizards. Now, the significance is that it was declared a biosphere reserve in the year 2005 under the Man and Biosphere program. So, all these three biosphere reserves, they are under the Man and Biosphere Reserve, Man and Biosphere program of the UNESCO. It is known for its ecological diversity and geographical uniqueness and is a meeting point of the two river system, that is the Son as well as the Narmada river system. It is inhabited by the tribal groups such as Baiga, Gond, and Kanwar. So these three are the important tribal groups, that is Baija tribe, Gond tribe, and the Kanwar tribe, who depend on the forest for livelihood and the traditional medicines. It is area of spiritual and cultural importance because Amarkantak is a pilgrimage center and origin of the sacred rivers. Because the Narmada river is a very sacred river and it originates from this Amarkantak plateau. That is why this entire region is an important pilgrimage and has high cultural value. It is significant for the hydrological research because the rivers are originating from here, and it is important for watershed management, conservation, and the tribal studies because the Baija, the Gond, and the Kanwar tribes predominantly live in this area. Now, after the important biosphere reserves, the three biosphere reserves, we discuss the national parks in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Now, Madhya Pradesh has the highest number of national parks in the country. So, first, we discuss the Bandhavgarh National Park, which lies on the eastern part of the Madhya Pradesh. So, it is situated in the Umaria district of Madhya Pradesh. It lies in the eastern Satpura range within the Vindhyan Hills. It is characterized by the undulating terrain, the dense forest, and its central feature is the Bandhavgarh Hill, which is the highest point in the park. So, the important geographical feature is the Bandhavgarh Peak, and it is topped by the ancient Bandhavgarh Fort. So, on that particular Bandhavgarh Hill, we have this Bandhavgarh Fort, and the name of the national park is derived from this Bandhavgarh Hill. The important rivers here are the Johila, the Son, Umrar, and Andhiyari Jhilia, which flows through or around this national park. The altitude ranges from 440 meters to 810 meters above the sea level because it lies in the Satpura range. Now, the type of vegetation that it is dominated by the tropical moist deciduous forest and also includes the dry deciduous and bamboo forests. The important floral species or the tree species here are the sal, saja, thobin, tendu, amla, bamboo, and maua. And the important species, important tiger species, tigers are found here. It has a very high density of tiger population. Okay, among the highest in the country. The other mammals include the leopard, wild boar, Indian gaur, the sloth bear, sambar, chital, nilgai, and chinkara. And the important reptiles include the python, the cobra, and the monitor lizard. Now, the significance is that it is originally in the Shikhargarh of Maharajas. It was originally the Shikargarh. Shikargarh, that means the hunting ground. So the Shikar means hunting. So it was originally the hunting ground for the Maharajas of Rewa. This Rewa region, the Maharajas or the royalty of the Rewa region, they used to hunt or they used to do shikar in the region. It was declared a national park in the year 1968 and became a tiger reserve in 1993 under the project Tiger. So Bandhavgarh National Park also encompasses of the Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve. It is important for tiger conservation. White tiger of Rewa was discovered in this Bandhavgarh National Park. It contains the archaeological remains, including the Bandhavgarh Fort, the ancient caves and inscriptions. The Bandhavgarh Fort makes it makes it an important historical site as well. It is inhabited by tribal communities such as Baiga and the Gond, who live in and around the buffer region. So the Gond tribe as well as the Baija tribe, they live in the Bandhavgarh National Park region. It is vital for the central Indian tiger landscape and a major ecotourism destination because it has among a very high tiger population density. The Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve has a very high tiger density. Now, the second national park is the Pench National Park. It is located in the southern end of the state of Madhya Pradesh, and it is located in the Seoni and Chindwara district of Madhya Pradesh, and also extends to Maharashtra's Nagpur district. So this Pench National Park, it extends to Maharashtra also. It is named after the Pench River, which flows from north to south through the park, dividing it into eastern and western half. So the Pench River, it flows from north to south in the region, and it divides the national park into the eastern part as well as the western part. It includes the undulating terrain, the small hills, valleys, seasonal streams, and the water bodies. The important geographical features is the Totlado Reservoir, which lies in the Pench River at the southern boundary. So Pench River is the important geographical feature, and the national park has got its name from the Pench River only. The type of vegetation here is the tropical dry deciduous, predominated by the teak-dominated forests. Okay, so the important tree species here are the teak, the maua, the tendu, the bija, the dhora, palash, bamboo, and the various grasses. The important carnivores or the important mammal species include the Bengal tiger, the leopard, Indian wild dog, the jungle cat. The herbivores include the gaur, sambar, cheetal, nilgai, and wild boar. The reptiles include the python, cobra, krait, and monitor lizards. Now, the significance of the Pench National Park is that it was declared as a national park in the year 1983 and as a tiger reserve in the year 1992 under the Project Tiger. So, we have this Pench Tiger Reserve is also lies in the Pench National Park. It is key part of the Satpura Maikal Tiger Corridor and connects the Kanha and the Pench. The tribal groups like the Gond and the Baija, they reside in the surrounding areas and depend on the forest resources. So till now, we have observed that in majority of the biosphere reserve or the forested area, this Gond tribe and the Baija tribe are the two predominant tribes in the state of Madhya Pradesh. It is important for the ecotourism. The Pench National Park is important for ecotourism, the wildlife conservation, research on the central Indian ecosystems. Now, next we have the Kanha National Park. It is located on the southeastern part of the state. It is located in the Mandala and Balaghat districts of Madhya Pradesh. It is part of the Satpura Maikal Hills in the central Indian highlands. So the geographical features includes it lies in the Maikal range of the Satpura. So Satpura range, and within the Satpura Hills we have the Maikal range in which this Kanha National Park is located. It is divided into two major valleys, that is Banjar and Halon. Several rivers and streams flow through it. That is the main is the Banjar River, which is a tributary of the Narmada. The altitude ranges from 450 meters to 900 meters because it lies in the Satpura range or the Naikal range, which is a part of the Satpura hills. Now, the type of vegetation it has is the moist and dry deciduous forest, which is rich in the sal trees, the bamboo, the tendu, seja, lendia, mahua, palash, and several medicinal plants. The flagship species here include the Barasinga, which is the swamp deer, and the Bengal tiger, Indian leopard, the gaur, sloth bear, wild dog, sambar, chital, and nilgai. There are over 300 species of birds, and the important reptiles include the python, the cobras, and the monitor lizard. It was declared a national park in the year 1955 and it was declared a tiger reserve in the year 1973 under the project Tiger. So it was among the one of the first 9 tiger reserves that were declared in the country. It is known as the successful conservation of Barasinga, earning the name Kanha's jewel. So the Barasinga's only surviving population is living in this Kanha National Park. So the successful conservation of Barasinga has and the Barasinga is known as the Kanha's jewel. It inspires the Rudyard Kipling's Jungle Book alongside the Page. So the Page National Park and the Tiger Reserve and the Kanha National Park and Tiger Reserve, these are the two forested areas which had inspired Rudyard Kipling into writing his one of the most famous books, that is the Jungle Book. It is inhabited by the tribal communities like the Baija and the Gond, who play a key role in the traditional forest management. It is recognized as a model for wildlife conservation because it is important for the conservation of Barasingas and the habitat restoration. It acts as a critical part of the Satpura Naikal Tiger Corridor, connecting with the other reserves such as the Pench Reserve and the Achanakmar Reserve on the other side of the border. Then we have the Kuno National Park, which is located in the Shiopur district in the northwestern part of Madhya Pradesh. So here is the northwestern part of Madhya Pradesh and the Kuno National Park is located there. It lies in the Vindhyan Hills and close to the Madhya Pradesh-Rajasthan border. So here we have Rajasthan and in north we have the Vindhyan range. So it is part of the semi-arid zone and the central Indian highlands. The terrain includes the undulating hills and the dry riverbeds. So the major river here is the Kuno River, and the national park is getting its name from the Kuno River only. It is a tributary of the Chambal River which flows through the park. So the Kuno River as well as the Chambal River, ultimately they flow through this Kuno National Park. The elevation ranges from 250 meters to 500 meters. Elevation is not that much because it is on the Vindhyan Hills. It is dominated by the tropical dry deciduous forests. So as we go above in the state of Madhya Pradesh, so if we go from south to north, so the moisture content in the forested area it decreases. So here in south we can have the moist forest, but as we go up we have the dry deciduous forest. And it also includes the savanna grasslands. The important flora includes the khair, kardhai, the palash, salai, bear, tendu, mahua, acacia. All these are the dry trees species. The flagship species here is the Asiatic cheetah, which was reintroduced from the Namibia in 2022. So in the Kuno National Park is famous for the cheetah reintroduction, and the Asiatic cheetah was there, but we have reintroduced the African ones. So once the region was dominated by the population or presence of the Asiatic cheetahs, but 70-75 years back then, all the Asiatic cheetahs in the country they died, and now in 2022 the government of India reintroduced the cheetahs, but these are the African cheetahs into this Kuno National Park. The other mammals include the Indian leopard, the striped hyenas, Indian wolf, sloth bear, chinkara, nilgai, and the wild boar. It has over 200 species including the vultures, eagles, and kingfishers. It was declared a national park in the year 2018. Earlier, it was the wildlife sanctuary. So earlier, it was the Kuno Wildlife Sanctuary that was declared in the year 1981. But in the year of 2018, this wildlife sanctuary was declared as a national park. It is selected as a site for the Project Cheetah, India's first attempt to reintroduce the African cheetah after the extinction. It is considered as an alternative to the Asiatic lion relocation for the Gir, though not implemented. So there has been talks that the Gir National Park in Gujarat is the only last remaining site of the or the habitat of the Asiatic lions there. But in order to diversify their habitat, there has been talks that some of the lions they had to be reintroduced in the state of in some different habitats. So in order to preserve their population in case of any calamity or the spread of disease. So that is why Kuno is a potential site, has been talked of as a potential site in which the Asiatic lions can be shifted or transferred for the diversification of the habitat. It is inhabited by the Saharia tribal communities known for their symbiotic relationship with the forest. So here the important tribal community or the group is the Saharia tribe group. It is critical for restoring the grassland predatory prey dynamics and the ecosystem restoration. So it is mainly the grassland ecosystem is there. So that is why the grassland ecosystem it favors the cheetah population as well as the lion population. It is strategically located in the Kuno Palpur landscape, enabling the wildlife connectivity with the Chambal and the Ranthambore region. So Ranthambore region is on the on the side of Rajasthan, in the state of Rajasthan. Then we have the Madham National Park. It is also located in the northern part of the state of Madhya Pradesh in the Shivpuri district. It lies at the junction of the Malwa Plateau and the Bundelkhand region. So, the terrain includes the rolling hills, the plateaus, scrublands, and water bodies. Two important lakes are in this Madhav National Park: the Sakhya Sagar Lake and the Madhav Sagar Lake, which is also known as the Chandpatha. It is part of the upper Vindhyan range with altitudes ranging from 360 to 480 meters, so the altitude is not very high. Now, the type of vegetation in the region includes a tropical dry deciduous forest and dry thorn scrub. So, here also it is in the dry habitat. It includes the grassland, the open woodlands, and the scattered salai and kher forest. The important floral species includes the kher, the palash, salai, tendu, ona, dhak, and grasses like dhaman and kans. So the grasses are there. The important grasses are dhaman and the kans, and the important dry vegetation is there. Then the mammals include the leopard, the nilgai, the sambar, chital, wild boar, black buck, and Indian fox. The migratory and the resident bird also includes the painted stork because it has two important lakes. So on those lakes, we have the migratory and the resident birds. It was originally established as a hunting reserve of the Sindhya rulers of Gwalior. So just like the uh, Bandhavgarh National Park was the hunting reserve for the emperor or for the royal family of the Rewa, the Madham National Park was the hunting reserve or the hunting ground for the Sindhya rulers of the Gwalior, the Sindhya royal family. It was declared a national park in the year of 1958 and it contains the George Castle built by the Sindhyas for a visit by the British royalty. So, historically, the George Castle is there, which was built by the Sindhyas when the British royalty or the British royal family, the members of British royal family, visited the region. The Sakhya Sagar Lake is a Ramsar site designated in 2022 due to its rich aquatic biodiversity, and it lies in a potential wildlife corridor connecting the Ranthambore and the Kuno through northern Madhya Pradesh. So Ranthambore in the state of Rajasthan, Kuno in Kuno is somewhat here in the uh, even the northern region, in the northern part of the northwestern part of the state of Madhya Pradesh and the Madhav National Parks. So all these three, they provide a continuous region for the potential wildlife corridor. And it is important for bird watching because of the migratory as well as the residential birds, because of the two lakes, the Sakhya Sagar Lake and the Madhav Lake. And it is important for the grassland conservation and ecotourism. Then we have the Satpura National Park. So as the name suggests, it is in the Satpura ranges. So it is located in the Narmadapuram district, that is the Hoshangabad district. It lies in the Satpura range, forming a part of the Satpura Tiger Reserve, which includes the Bori Wildlife Sanctuary and the Pachmari Sanctuary. So the Satpura National Park lies in the So the Satpura National Park lies in the Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve. Okay, it is characterized by the rugged hills, the deep valleys, gorges, ravines, the dense forest, and the highland plateaus. The altitude ranges from 300 to 1350 meters, with the highest point being the Dhupgarh, which is in Satpura range, the highest peak in Madhya Pradesh. The important rivers here include, just like the Pachmari Biosphere Reserve, the important rivers include the Denva, which is a tributary of the Tava River, okay, which ultimately flows into the Damda River. So Denva River flows into Tava River, and the Tava River flows into Narmada River. Its features include the sandstones and the rock shelter caves. The type of vegetation it has are, because it is in the southern part of the state of Madhya Pradesh, so it has the moist deciduous forest with the patches of the dry deciduous forest. It is a mixture of the sal tree is the dominant tree, the teak is there, tendu, amla, mahua, bale, bamboo, arjun, and bija are the important tree species. The carnivores include the Bengal tiger or the Indian tiger, the leopard, Indian wild dog, and the sloth bear. The herbivores include the Indian bison or the gaur, sambar, chetal, nilgai, chinkara, and the barking deer. The important, it has more than 300 species of birds, and the important reptile species include the marsh crocodiles, the Indian python, and the monitor lizards and turtles. The significance is that it was established as a national park in the year 1981 and forms the core part of the Satpura Tiger Reserve, and it was also the core part of the Pachmari Biosphere Reserve. It is known for its wilderness tourism model with walking safaris, canoeing, and buffer zone treks. So it is inhabited by the tribal communities like Gond and Korp. So we have discussed when we were discussing about the Pachmari Biosphere Reserve that the Gond tribe and the Korpu tribe live in the region. It is part of the Pachmari Biosphere Reserve, which is a UNESCO designated site under the Man and Biosphere program. It is significant for the tiger and sloth bear conservation as well as the preservation of the central Indian hill ecosystem. Then we have the next national park is the Sanjay National Park, located on the eastern part of the state of Madhya Pradesh. So it is located in the Siddhi and Singrauli district in the northeastern part of Madhya Pradesh. It forms the part of the Sanjay Dhubri Tiger Reserve, situated near Madhya Pradesh-Chhattisgarh border. It lies in the northern part of the eastern Satpura range and the Maikal Hills. So Maikal Hills are a part of the Satpura range, and the Sanjay National Park is located in the Satpura range. The terrain includes the forested hills, the valleys, and the plateaus. The river Banas, which is a tributary of the Gopal River, which flows into the Sound River, passes through the park. So the Banas River is the important geographical feature of the Sanjay National Park. It is characterized by dense forest and seasonal streams. So the important geographical features that we need to keep in mind is the Satpura Range, the Maikal Hills, and the Banas River. Now, talking about the vegetation, so it has a rich tropical and dry deciduous forests with the sal trees, the tendu trees, the mahua, bamboo, hara, bahera, amla, and palash trees, the important trees in the region. So you can see as we go from south to north, uh, in south we have this moist deciduous tree species like sal, tendu, and mahua, and bamboo including. And as we go in the northern part, we have these drier species or the dry deciduous type of forest, including the amla, bahera, and the palash. The fauna includes the Bengal tiger. It is an important part of the Sanjay Dhubri. It is an important part of the Sanjay Dhubri Tiger Reserve. The Indian leopard, sloth bear, the Indian wild dog, and the jungle cat. The herbivores include the cheetal, sambar, nilgai, four-horned antelope, and wild boar. The birds here include the peafowl, the Indian pitta, parakeets, kingfisher, vultures, and various raptors. It was declared a national park in the year 1981 and is a part of the Sanjay Dhubri Tiger Reserve, which was established in the year 2008. Okay, it is known for the high density of sal forest and the rich biodiversity. It acts as an important tiger corridor connecting Madhya Pradesh and the Chhattisgarh forest because it lies on the border of the state of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. So it acts as an important tiger corridor between these two states. It is inhabited by the tribal groups such as the Gond and the Kol. So these two are the important tribal groups, the Gond and the Kol, which have the deep cultural and ecological connection with the forest. And these are it is a relatively less explored and less tourism is there in this region, making it crucial for the low disturbance conservation effort, because it is the tourist footfall is very low in the region, so it provides a very low disturbance, it provides an area, a region for in which the disturbance is low and conservation can effectively take place. Then we have an interesting national park is the Dinosaur Fossil National Park. It is located in the Bagh area in the Dhar district in the southwestern Madhya Pradesh. So, in the southwestern parts of the state, we have this Dinosaur Fossil National Park. It is situated on the Deccan Plateau within the lower Narmada Basin. Okay, it lies in the area known for the late Cretaceous deposits. Because the fossil national park, so that means, as the name suggests, this region must be having the important geological value, and it lies in the area which is found. So it is very famous for the later crustacean deposits and the fossils. The terrain includes the sedimentary rocks. Now, if the fossils are there, that means the rocks there will be sedimentary. It has a fossil-rich strata and gently sloping hills. So it is rich in fossils and has sedimentary rocks. The type of vegetation is the tropical dry deciduous scrub forest dominated by species such as neem, babul, palash, and seasonal grass. And the fossil records show that the ancient vegetation, it included the ferns, the conifers, and the early flowering plants, that is angiosperm. So it has a very high ancient or the geological importance or the geological significance. So important flora includes important fauna species include the dinosaur fossils, particularly the Titanosaurus, including the bones and eggs are discovered in this region. It is one of the largest dinosaur hatcheries ever discovered. So one of the largest dinosaur hatcheries, that means the unhatched eggs of the dinosaurs, the fossils, their fossils were discovered in this Dinosaur Fossil National Park, and hence the name, because the dinosaur fossils were predominantly found in the region. The fossilized remains of the marine creatures such as the mollusks and fish, suggesting the occasional marine influence. Fossilized plants include the wood, fruits, leaves, seeds from over a dozen plant families. It provides the evidence of the flora from the Gondwana period, linking the region's part to the ancient supercontinent. So we know that the India was earlier part of the Gondwana land, or the Gondwana, which was a part of the Pangea supercontinent. But this dinosaur fossil national park provides a concrete evidence of the flora that was found during the Gondwana period. Then significance is that it was declared a National Fossil Park in 2011 for conservation and educational purposes. It is considered the third largest dinosaur hatchery in the world after the sites in France and Mongolia. It holds high paleontological value for understanding the late Cretaceous ecosystems. The local tribal communities here include the Bhil and Bhilala. So the Bhil tribal group and the Bhilala tribal groups are the important tribal groups in the Dinosaur Fossil National Park. It is proposed UNESCO Global Geopark status due to its international geological importance. Because it is very important geologically, it is proposed for the UNESCO Global Geopark status, but the status has not been given yet. It is important for the scientific research, tourism, and geoconservation awareness in India. Now we have, similar to the Dinosaur Fossil National Park, we have the another fossil national park, the Fossil National Park. It is situated in the Ghogwa village in the Dindoli district of Madhya Pradesh, that is in the eastern part of the state. So that is why it is also known as the Ghogwa Fossil National Park, okay, or the Ghogwa National Park. It lies in the central India plateau region. The area comprises of the undulating terrain, the low hills, and the exposed rock beds. Geologically important, so both the Fossil National Park as well as the Dinosaur Fossil National Park are geologically very important due to the presence of the fossil-rich sedimentary rock formation. So, in both the Dinosaur Fossil National Park as well as the Fossil National Park, because they have the large number of fossils they were discovered from the region. That means the area should have rich deposits of the sedimentary rocks. Now, the type of vegetation, the present day vegetation is the tropical dry deciduous forest, but the fossil evidence suggested the presence of the dense prehistoric forest, including both the gymnosperms as well as the angiosperms trees. The important fossil record shows that 65 to 150 million years ago, that is in the Jurassic and the Cretaceous period, the fossilized remains over 31 genera of the 18 plant families have been discovered. So prehistoric plants like the fossilized plants also were found. The notable fossil species include the palm trees, the eucalyptus, which is rare in the Indian fossil record. So eucalyptus, we consider it as a invasive species, but the eucalyptus millions of years ago, the fossil of this eucalyptus tree was found in the Fossil National Park. The ancient ferns, conifers, and the dicotyledons were found. The fossilized woods and no dinosaur fossil have been found here. It is important to note that the focus is entirely on the prehistoric plant life. Please note that even though it is the Fossil National Park, the name suggests the Fossil National Park, this Fossil National Park is known for the historic or the prehistoric fossil records of the plants and not of the dinosaurs. For dinosaurs, we have the Dinosaur Fossil National Park. Now, the significance is that it was declared a National Fossil Park in the year 1983. It is one of the oldest known plant fossil sites in India. It offers a critical insight into the paleobotanical history. So, botany is the study of plants, and paleobotany is the study of the prehistoric plants. That is geological part or the study of the fossils. So it is the study of plant fossils in the Indian subcontinent. The fossils here support the theory of India's connection to the Gondwana supercontinent. Okay, so with these fossils, they make they provide the evidence. These fossils, the plant fossils, they provide the evidence that okay, India was once a part of the Gondwana mass and which was part of the supercontinent. It is important for education, scientific research, conservation of prehistoric plant diversity, and it attracts the geologists and paleobotanists and students of the field. It is being developed as a geo-heritage tourism site, so it is important geologically. It is of geological significance. Then finally, we have the Van Vihar National Park, which is located in the Bhopal, which is the state capital of Madhya Pradesh. So it is located in Bhopal and lies adjacent to the Bhojtal Lake on the southern bank. It is spread over an approximate area of 4.45 square kilometers, so relatively smaller national park. The landscape, including the undulating hills, the wetlands, grasslands, and deciduous woodland patches, to the proximity to the Bhojtal Lake enhances its ecological diversity. So the important geographical feature of the Van Vihar National Park is the presence of the Bhojtal Lake. The type of vegetation it has is the predominantly tropical dry deciduous forest. It includes the grasslands, shrubland, plantation of the native species, and it was declared a national park in the year 1983. It functions as a zoo in the natural habitat where rescued animals are given the semi-wild enclosures. Okay, so it also, the Van Vihar National Park also functions as a zoo, and it plays an important role in the wildlife conservation and rescue. It serves as a major urban green space. So, the Van Vihar is a urban green space and biodiversity hotspot within the urban environment or the city landscape. It acts as an environmental education and awareness center for the urban population, and its proximity to Bhojtal makes it important for the crucial wetland ecosystem of central India. Okay, so these were the important biosphere reserves and the national parks of the state of Madhya Pradesh. So in tomorrow's session, we will be discussing about the important Ramsar wetland sites, the World Heritage Sites, and the Biodiversity Heritage Sites, and the tiger reserves and the important elephant reserves, if any.